Salakia. I gotta do part two. The camera cut off, Salakia. Just continue here, okay. And that the lesson, they shall enter into the house of the thief. All praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? And the honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Like I said, Salakia, for making this a part two. But it says, because India was never stolen. It says Zechariah 5:1. It said the chariot shall enter into the house of the thief. Okay, these ships, the reason why you don't see a lot of UFO sightings in India, as the person asked in the comments, is because this these ships is for America, man. This curse is mainly for the house of the thief. And America was completely stolen. This whole Western Hemisphere was stolen. The whole Western Hemisphere was stolen. You see? And the majority of UFO sightings are where? America, South America, and then Europe. It says, and I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh by Shemel Shai of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. You see? So this curse, these chariots is going to be in the midst of this house, man, in the midst of the house of Esau until that destruction come. And them chariots, eventually the chariots is going to get physical. How about Shem Shai is going to come back with the chariots, and they're going to get physical. This is Revelation. And it ain't going to be no physical damage on the chariots end. They're going to be dishing out all the physicality. It's Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. You see, in righteousness, Yahweh Shai is coming back to judge and make war. You see, he's coming on a white horse, which represents, white represents purity and horse represents power. And that's talking about the fathership. Okay, he's coming back and riding on the chariot. The word chariot means to ride. I believe it's rakab, which means, or marakab, which means to ride, or that which one rides. So that white horse that Yahweh Shai is coming on is the fathership. It says, he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And we know that's Yahweh Shai. It says, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. You see, so he's coming back to make war. And he's going to do it with the ships. It said that he, as birds flying, that's Isaiah 31, as birds flying, so shall the Lord defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will pass over it. I believe that's Isaiah 31 and 5. So the Lord is going to defend us with them chariots. What does it mean to be on a defensive? Meaning you had to defend. Shoot, it means to fight. It says Revelation 11 and verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, come up hither. Come up hither. It says, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Right, now when you go to that word cloud in the Greek, it's going to say that which followed the Israelites in the wilderness. Now we know in the wilderness it said it was a pillar of fire by night and a cloud by day. So we know that was it wasn't an actual cloud. It was a ship within a cloud, or it was a ship, just a ship. Period. Okay. Now Elisha, he called it the chariot of Israel. Elisha went up in a chariot. I mean, not Elisha, Salaki. Elijah went up in a chariot, and Elisha beheld him, right? And what did Elisha say? My God, the chariot of Israel. Let me get that. Second Kings. Let's see. Wait, how the heck I get into 2 Kings 22? So I thought that was verse chapter 1. 2 Kings 2 Kings 2 and 11. It says, and it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, the angels and the little shuttle ships, smaller ships. Sometimes they look like glowing orbs. The angels and the chariots, they can, appear how they want to appear, however the Spirit had them appear. It says, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Okay, there was a force that was propelling him into heaven. There was a wind. There was a wind that was forcing him upward. It says in verse 12, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel. So Elisha didn't call it a cloud. That's why we call it a chariot. Okay, it says in Psalms 104 and verse 3 that the Lord maketh the clouds his chariot. You see? So the chariot of Israel comes in the clouds. Sometimes it disguises the clouds. Sometimes it's not in the clouds. Sometimes it just completely manifests itself. And then it might disappear in a cloud, or it might disappear over the horizon, or whatever. But these chariots are not unidentified flying objects. They're identified as the chariots of Israel, the chariot of Israel. It says, and the horsemen thereof, the angels, and he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. And he took also the mantle that fell from him. It's like it. Verse 13, he took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan. And he took the mantle of Elijah that fell from him and smote the waters and said, where is Yahweh, power of Elijah? And when he also had smitten the waters, they parted hither and thither, and Elisha went over. Yeah, so that's beautiful. And Elisha, he rent his clothes, but then he put on the mantle that Elisha had on. And he got a double portion of his spirit. Now, like I said, he asked a good question. He said, why don't you see these chariots? And he was scoffing. But see, that's the thing. Ask and you might just get an answer, man. These people, they don't have no answers, but we have all the answers. Even simple questions like that. Even if a motherfucker scoffing, saying, oh yeah, well, you got all these chariot sites, UFO sightings. Why don't we have any in our country? Because you don't live in America. India is not the house of the thief. India was not stolen. The Elamites have always dwelt in not always, but they have migrated to that area, and they've been there, for a minute. It says, Zechariah 5 and verse 5, it says, yeah, well, that's it. That was it on it. So, Lord, it's edifying, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Kwam Yashua, Shalom, Abba, Salaki.